Do we have a, all right, it is 5 o'clock, so we'll begin the Protection and Welfare Committee meeting for Monday, August 7th, in the year of our Lord 2017, City Hall Room 207. The roll call is myself, the chair, Alder Scannell present, Alder Dorf, vice chair, she is here, and Alder Galvin is also present. I have not heard anything from Alder Zima, so I'm assuming he is running a little late and should be here right now.
I just turned off my phone.
Okay.
Thanks for the instruction of Ms. Dorf.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Which,
So Alder Zima is here, and we are all present. I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
I'd like to make the following amendments. I'll approve, but to move
Okay.
item 17 up after item 3, and then item 14 up right after item 17.
17.
17 and 14, and then number 4.
Can I get a second on the?
Second, 3.
Okay. 17, then 14, then to 4.
Yeah, that's
Second.
Motion made by Alder Dorf, seconded by Alder Zima. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, our agenda is now amended. I'll take a motion to approve the minutes for our July 10th, 2017 meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion by Alder Galvin to approve, seconded by Alder Dorf. All in favor?
No, just a second.
Yep, certainly.
I was very dissatisfied with the minutes regarding my questioning of the applicant from the Oval Office for his adult license. I would like the minutes to reflect the questions and answers that were given by that person. How it was very generically done, and I thought they were very important. So if it's okay, make a motion that we
Click on that.
hold, I guess, that particular item or the whole report until the minutes can be better reflect. I haven't had time to actually pull it off the tape or anything, but it was a very pale representation of what the exchange was.
It seems like that seems to be a lot of the minutes that are written out these days seem to be very short in hand.
Well, I know we have this in the county, and we have some terrific minutes in the county level, and sometimes they're better than others here, but I found it was very lacking, and because I felt it was some of the things that the questions were asked, and the answers or lack of answers, I thought were something I felt should be in the record.
Okay. We do have everything videoed and everything. I know that was brought up another time when problems with minutes was brought up, and that. So are the minutes the official record, or is the tape and the video the official record?
I'd say the tape and the video would be
The official record.
Yeah.
So, but is there any?
I know, I guess I just asked for guidance on that. Should I just ask that item be held for approval till our next meeting?
I think you could do that. You could approve the agenda except for that
For the
item.
minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the minutes, excuse me. Yeah.
And that the minutes be correct, minutes be,
That'd be
Elaborated
yeah.
in the areas that I had asked. It's one small section.
And then at the next meeting, you can review them before the next meeting.
Yep.
And then approve them at the next meeting.
Yep,
All right, second?
okay, so we're holding the minutes.
No, just
that,
Well, holding the minutes,
just the adult entertainment
just that item.
license portion of it.
well, we'd end up doing
Rest
the
of minutes
whole,
were approved.
I mean, we
You
wouldn't
probably
have
should
to,
just hold the whole thing.
whole thing, but we'll get
Okay,
it,
maybe I misunderstood.
yeah.
No, you didn't.
No, I said that. I checked. We could just hold the whole thing. That'll be easier.
But when we get the new minutes, that portion will be elaborated.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
Second?
Second, so motion to hold the minutes to our next meeting, seconded, made by Alder Zimmer, seconded by Alder Dorf, and the minutes would be elaborated on the portion concerning the questioning with Alder Zimmer and the owners of the old office. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so our minutes will be held over to our next meeting. I'd just like, before we get going here, to make sure that everyone realizes the committee is just an advisory committee to the council. Everything we do here It's just a recommendation to the council. Nothing is final until Tuesday when the council votes on it. Council has final say. So if you don't like our decision here, you can always appeal it at that point, or make sure you're there in case someone at the council doesn't, has some questions or whatever, but it's something to be aware of. All right, and we will begin with item number 17. Consideration with possible action on a request by Alder Steuer to formulate a group of concerned citizens, teachers, Board of Education personnel, city leaders, and police to study the troubled situation at Washington Middle School. Well, we just open up the floor to Alder Steuer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair, Committee. Anyhow, well, I had a chance to talk with Alder Scannell this afternoon. I've talked to Alder Dorf. I've also talked to a few other folks on this matter. It's no secret that there have been issues at Washington Middle School over time. I think one of the facts for myself is that I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I think there's an issue that needs to be looked at. I know the school board is trying to look at this. But the concern I brought forward is that, this committee deals with the health and safety of its citizens. So the students, the teachers, the parents, other friends and family that live in the city, it's a health and safety issue. So that's the reason I brought it forward. Now, with that being said, there is a Board of Ed meeting at 5:30. I plan on going to that. So that's why I appreciate you moving this up first. I've talked to a number of folks over time that have gone to Washington. I work with a few women who, and I gave a letter out to you. You can read that. I probably will read that at the Board of Ed tonight. I think in a nutshell, I think we all want safety for our families, for our children, etc. Is this out of our jurisdiction? It's within the city in terms of the corporate limits, but it's the Board of Education, so I do understand that. I did listen to Kirsten's testimony, Westcott's testimony. It was about 15 minutes long, and I've had a chance to talk to her several times as well. I'm not trying to stir a hornet's nest here. I'm just trying to really look at this as an issue that we as citizens in the city are concerned about. So with that being said, I would like to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. So if that means gathering with other like-minded individuals to help the school board, I would say I'm all for that. I want to be proactive on this matter. School starts in a few weeks, so it really would be nice to have something in place, at least a bit. I know there was something in the paper today talking about a teen court. Some people thought that may work. I've had parents saying they don't think it would work. There might be repercussions, with students trying to rule over other students. But these are talking points. These are things that people need to look at. So with that being said, I don't have a whole lot more. I just wanted to start the conversation. I know Alder Moore did a shout out some time ago saying, hey, leaders, when are you going to step forward? When are you going to do something? Well, in my own small way, I decided to step up. And I know others feel the same way, but we just have to come up with a methodology or something that will work. So whatever that takes. So I'm more or less here just to state that I feel it's an issue, a problem. I know it might be out of our jurisdiction, but with that being said, I just would be interested in hearing what the committee has to say.
So, how would you feel about going to the school board? The school board has already put out a request and has said that if anyone has any ideas, anything that they have to offer, well, please come forward. And I think I heard you say you're planning to attend the school board meeting.
Right.
I do not know if they'll have an open, forum. They may not. But leaving it to those elected officials on the school board and the school district to come up with, not even to come up, you can come up with ideas. We can all come up with ideas.
Right.
But to present it to them to follow through on. Do you feel it would be more of their responsibility to do that?
Well, I think it would be important to allow folks to speak on it. You know, I realize it's a board, but if there is going to be a bit of cooperation with the community and the school board, I think it's important that the citizens have a right to visit on that and bring things forward. And if that means ideas, there may be some things that they bring forward that they might say, well, we're already doing that. Most citizens don't realize everything that goes on with the school board, and all the different programs and this, that, and the other thing. They don't understand that. So if I brought up 4 or 5 ideas and they would say to me, well, we're already doing this, this, and this, well, fine, good. That's more or less just another means of saying that we are doing something. But, you know, I just don't want to feel like this is being swept under the rug. I think it's important. This community, I think it finally just reached a breaking point. And it's not just Washington. You know, there's other schools too that have some issues. So, you know, if there's a way that we can help here, I'm all for it.
I'm not sure, are you aware that they did have those community, and have been having some community meetings and parent meetings at Washington? They had several
Okay.
of those, and that's not, I only know these things probably because my husband's on the school board,
Right.
and he's gone all the time. So they have been having open forums at Washington. They've had tutors, they've had parents.
Right.
They are gathering through some surveys a lot of different ideas, and they have put a lot of work into it. I think if you go tonight, which you're planning to go, I think you'll hear about some of the work that they've already put into trying to figure out what will make things better at Washington, and try to make sure that the year starts out in a good way.
I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, if everything is moving along, fine. But I think a lot of the citizens do not always hear that, they don't always see it. So this is just another opportunity to bring that out so that people can understand that.
And I think that was really good. I think it's good you brought it up, because again, it's another thing. People may not be listening to the school board meeting, but maybe they're listening to this meeting, so that then they
Right.
know.
So I just wanted the committee to mull it over, and I just brought it forward as a point of conversation, and so, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, I applaud you, Alderman Stoyer, for trying to be proactive, because I think there is a place for what you want to do. And the reason I'm saying that is that while we do have the institution of a school board, it somehow, people might feel defensive under the governance of a school board and a school administration that may be defensive, may want to protect themselves or whatever. And I think if you want to form an outside group and have a listening session and some kind of open forum where you can put together what people's true feelings are outside the auspices of the school board, it might be something beneficial. Now, some of it might be duplication,
Right.
but some of it may not be. And I dare say that I think the problems are more systemic in our society because there is a total lack of discipline in the schools. The teachers can't discipline, the disciplinarians that used to be in schools can't discipline. We kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater, in my opinion, because I can remember when I was in high school, many centuries ago, the vice principal of the high school was a disciplinarian, and when he found bullies, he dealt with them in a physical manner many times, not always, but sometimes in a physical manner. And it did straighten up the situation by and large. We kept order, None of us are angels as kids, and kids are kids, and everything else that goes on, but we don't need suicide, we don't need all that other stuff going on. But I think what's systemic is that the discipline is out of the system. They don't even have detention in most of the schools anymore that I'm aware of. I'm aware that they got rid of detention. In other words, when somebody's doing something wrong, there's very little consequence, if any. And so the inmates start running the hospital, so to speak. And I think that's what's happened. And I think until our society really faces up that maybe we've thrown that baby out with the bathwater because we're not allowing
Well, Alder
If
Zima,
somebody's
I'm
manhandling
willing,
somebody, you gotta physically take care of it.
I'm willing to go to the meeting tonight, gather data,
Maybe report back to
and
us.
report back. I can do
Then
that.
tell us if you think there's a need
And like I
for
said,
a
if
further
if
forum.
any input from the council would be fantastic. I'm wide open on this. I just want to see solutions.
I tell you, that's my opinion.
Well,
Uh,
All right.
My wife is a substitute teacher in the system, and she'll tell you that there's difference from one school to another about, the amount of order that exists within it. And she really wanted to avoid going to Washington High School. She said this long before this came out. She said it was so stressful to be there that she'd just as soon not be there. And she said, once in a while you get something on the other schools, but nothing. There was a couple schools especially that she felt were, it was very tense. And it was hard to be a
Right.
teacher in that situation. So I think perhaps an outside forum, outside of whatever might be defensively happening within the school administration, the school board,
I'm amenable to anything, but right now I think I'd rather collect some data and kind of understand what's going on. See, I don't want to reduplicate things, but I do hear you, so.
What would
I'll
you
keep
like
that-
us to do, like receive and place on file, or just hold till the next meeting?
I'll
Or
come
would you
back,
like-
I'll report back.
I could see even making a resolution that the city of Green Bay is committed to working with the school board, and that we'll make available whatever resources we can as they move forward with these meetings and ideas on what they want to do to make changes. I mean, we know that the police department is fully committed to working with them, but I think a public announcement that the city is committed and willing to put those resources towards helping them out. I mean, let's face it, there's been bullying going on in schools for hundreds of years, and it hasn't changed no matter what kind of discipline we've seen. There's been fights in schools for hundreds of years, and no matter what we've done, they continue to happen. It's something that is going to happen in
It
our
used to
society.
happen, well,
Right.
I'm old enough that that was all it was, but now you have it on cyberbullying and
Well,
all
and
sorts of
it's
things.
more
so-
prevalent, so we're more aware of it. But I mean, I remember reading in the Press Gazette from the 40s about East and West High School students having a large fight before a football game. It was so large, the entire police department was called out to make arrests and dispel the kids, get them gone. So I mean, this isn't something new, but it's something that we can't ignore, and it's something that we have to stay on top of, or we do end up with a situation like we have. And I think the best thing we can do for this community is to make a commitment to the school board that we'll do whatever we can to help them out, and that if need be, we'll open up, maybe neighborhood associations and have for listening sessions if people feel intimidated from going in front of the school board. But I like what you're doing, and I approve of it. I think it's a good idea, and I think in part shows that we are willing to commit ourselves to making some extra effort here.
I think Attorney Falls, you're listening on this too, so I'm all for that. I would, if I need to be part of that process, I'll be more than happy to work with you.
and I would support a resolution that we are willing, and I know, after you put this in, I reached out to the school board, spoke with the president of the school board, Mrs. Wagner. Warren, I'm sorry, thank you. They are addressing this. I mean, they have had they've been meeting with the chief of police and with other police staff and with liaison officers, which is where we are most directly connected to the school system. I believe that it is their jurisdiction, it is their ball to handle. If there's a problem with that, then we need to address the school board. Just like if there's a city problem and we're fumbling the ball, I don't believe it's appropriate to create another entity. It's our problem, we handle it, and if we can't handle it, the public has their recourse. But I think a resolution that we fully support the school, and I think they have several things they're doing going forward. They're gonna hire 3 new certified staff to work there. I think that'll make a difference. They get the teen court, I think. There's just many pieces to that
There's a
puzzle.
lot.
And they're putting together a lot of them. I think they deserve their chance to address this issue. I appreciate what you're doing here. This is a concern. But I believe it's the board's responsibility. I'm very sensitive to not stepping on their toes. I'm glad you're going to the meeting. I think they'll be glad to see you. We did talk a little bit about, you know, your concerns, and she is hoping to speak with you about your concerns, so.
So you got 9 minutes to
I
get
got
there.
9 minutes.
Okay, well, then I'll wrap this up quick. So I would definitely support a resolution, and, which you could put in as a, you could make a resolution to submit.
I will.
And I would suggest we
Hold this till our
just,
next meeting, until he reports back to us and makes whatever appropriate request he wants.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Second. I second Alder Zima's motion.
so we're holding this?
Thank you.
Yeah, and he'll report back.
All right.
All right.
Is that it?
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Alder
Thank
Stark.
you.
So we have a motion to hold this till our next meeting by Alder Zima, seconded by Alder Dorf. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's held to our next meeting. Item number 14. Consideration with possible action on an appeal by Jeremy Berg to the denial of his operator license application. Staff?
You guys do have in front of you the criminal conviction on history form, and based upon the timing of some of the past convictions, the police department did deny it based upon a felony that occurred quite some time ago, but the felony was substantially related to this license, but based upon the timing of it, the law department does not have a position on this.
And
I would concur with that.
Concur.
That you don't have an opinion?
Yep. You sure, do we need to open the floor, or do we,
Motion to open the floor.
Well, okay.
motion to open the floor by Alder Galvin,
Second.
second by Alder Dorf, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Floor is now open. Could you please state your name and address?
Jeremy J. Berg, 1874 Dawson Street, Green Bay.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
My felony is not related to alcohol service, and it was 20 years ago.
So, and that, you do understand that the state law says anybody with a felony conviction, they're automatically denied, but
Well,
the way the law is written, we do have wiggle room to.
Well, the wiggling went, I've been issued twice in Ashwaubenon and three straight years in Door County.
So, anything else?
I don't understand why that would even relate to serving alcohol.
Well,
Well, it's a felony.
I guess if you would read the state statute, it explains that it's related. Whether you agree with that or not, that's the law.
But it's almost
And
only
like-
Green Bay that interprets it that way.
And like Alder Scannell trying to explain, we have the ability to set that aside.
Okay, well, it's my livelihood. I've been doing it
Right,
for
that's what we
20
want to
years.
hear from you. We want to hear from you, why would you like to have a license? Tell us a
Well,
little
it's
bit
my,
about what you want to do.
for my entire adult life, all I've done is bartend.
Good, and where are you planning to get a job?
Well, I work on the west side.
Okay, so it's going to be in Green Bay, so you
Yeah.
need an operator's license.
Well, I've worked, I've had 2 operators licenses in Ashwaubenon,
Mhm.
and I did 3 seasons in Door County.
Great, that's great. So
And I
since
was,
this,
but between then, I was in Tennessee for 10 years, and I was licensed there for 10 years.
okay, and since this felony occurred, your life has taken a different path. Would you say that's accurate?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Anything else that you'd like to say to us?
What you just said is exactly true.
Okay,
Since the felony occurred, I was not a punk kid no more.
okay.
Any other questions or anything? Nope. All right.
Motion to
And I
close the
worked with
floor.
your wife. It was my first job.
You don't need to recuse yourself, so yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay,
Motion
motion to
to
close the floor.
close the floor by Alder Dorf,
Second.
second by Alder Galvin. Thank you, we'll discuss it and make a decision. Okay, is there any need to discuss,
Make a
or?
motion to approve.
Second,
Motion to approve by Alder Zima, second by Alder Dorf. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously. It'll be final next Tuesday when council votes on it.
Thank you. Ready, honey?
We are back to the top of our agenda with item number 4. Consideration with possible action on a notice of change of agent for Quick Trip at 840 South Huron Road. Staff.
No objection.
No objection from the police department.
Motion approved.
second.
Motion to approve by Alder Galvin, seconded by Alder Dorf. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes unanimously. Item number 5, consideration with possible action on a request by Prohibition Spirits LLC at 159 North Broadway to amend their liquor license to include outdoor seating serving in the city right-of-way, contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities. Staff?
I haven't seen any, I guess, an application or where they want to put it, so there's really not a whole lot I can give for input at this point.
I would make a motion to hold it until, well,
Yeah, so.
It's still got to go through the proper authorities when all that, so if it goes through the proper authorities, that will be in place. So if we okay it, it is contingent upon
like,
everything, they will need to do all that to get it through INS.
well, I guess my thing is, what is the process? Sometimes we seem to be getting the horse in front of the cart here. And so I want to make sure we're not giving approval for something that's going to be denied later on. It seems counterproductive and a waste of everyone's time. So I'm just wondering from Joe if you can tell me what the,
So I think the process at this time, we might have to iron this out a little bit, but I think the process right now is that they apply through Improvement Services and through the planning department. They look at the application, and then they'll have INS on Wednesday to approve whether or not they can have the tables and chairs in the right-of-way. But it's up to you guys whether or not you want to allow them to amend their liquor license to be in the right-of-way, contingent upon INS approving the tables and chairs being in the right-of-way.
So it can either go either.
It could go either way.
first.
so if we give approval but INS disapproves, they can't do it. But if we give approval today, that does not mean they can go out tomorrow and start serving.
Well, what the recommendation is, you'd want to do it contingent upon them being approved by INS.
Okay.
Which is what it is.
All right.
I already thought we were approved by INS,
And I'm not sure if that's happened or
because
not.
we put them out there with that approval. So I have pictures of what it looks like if you want to see it.
Okay.
Is there any way of checking?
I mean, I can just go look on the computer right now, but I think we obtained for you. Was it at the last INS meeting?
I thought it was 2 meetings ago.
Okay, I mean, that's.
And council would have to approve it. I mean, it's not just INS, it's council. Because too many times what I find in the city is people always going out and asking for forgiveness
Yeah.
instead of asking for permission. And, just want to make sure we're following the way things are supposed to be done.
Are you on the agenda for this Wednesday for INS?
No, I believe we've already, my understanding is, my partner usually does that. He's working tonight at the fire department, so I came in instead.
Okay.
But my understanding was, we already have that approval. We have people sitting out there smoking cigars. What we'd like to do is have them take their drink out and enjoy it there too.
That seems
And I
very
think, I
likely.
kind of remember INS, this going through on INS now, let's see. I think it did.
Well, it's not on their agenda.
Yeah.
Right.
It
So I
was-
think it's already been
It was
approved.
like before, like back
Yeah.
in the spring,
Yeah.
when we did that portion
Yep.
of it.
I think so, yeah, it's been a while. Yep,
Yeah.
that's why we're not trying to plans that are old. It's already been filed.
I want to make a motion to approve.
But we have to close the floor.
We didn't open it, did we?
We didn't open it,
Oh, we,
sorry.
oops.
So, if you have no objection to us not opening it, if we're gonna approve it, motion to approve by Alder Galvin?
Second.
Second by Alder Dorf, any discussion or anything?
Should we at least look at the pictures?
Can I approach? I don't know if
Sure,
that
sure,
would-
oh yes, by all means.
All it is 6 chairs sitting in between the planters out on Broadway.
That's what INS told you, was it had to be between the planters?
That's correct. Because the entire sidewalk is open then in front of the building. There's actually no street parking on the street between the planters, so anyone that crosses from the street into that is jaywalking. So,
I learned that there's no such thing as jaywalking.
you guys can keep more.
Oh,
There's just,
really?
Yeah, they're
Thanks.
yours. Friend will
there's
put
just
them
blue
on.
jay.
Yeah, blue jaywalking.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
we've got a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay, that's approved until Tuesday.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Have a good day. We have item number 6, consideration with possible action on a request by Cafe Madrid LLC at 225 East Walnut to amend their liquor license to include outdoor seating, serving, and rear building contingent upon the approval of the proper authorities, which they already have, I know. RDA has already approved them to put tables and chairs out, now they just want to extend, be able to serve liquor out there as well.
So that's where I guess it's a little, this application is, I guess, for the rear of the building.
Mhm.
They also have, I think they're in front of Improvement Services Committee this Wednesday, I think for in front of the building. One, I guess what I would say is that RDA, when they approved it, it was prior to the sidewalk cafe ordinance going forward. But also, I don't think this is considered a sidewalk cafe for the RDA property, because the RDA owns that, so that's not the right of way, that's just the property that they're leasing to them. So I don't know if, I would say that RDA needs to approve whether or not they want to allow them to have alcohol out there. But I think what should happen is Protection and Welfare should be able to amend their liquor license to encompass that area, subject to the approval of the RDA if they want to still lease that property to them with alcohol out there.
You're talking the front or the back?
The back.
Back. Yeah.
Okay, so we would make a motion to amend their liquor license so that they can serve alcohol in the back with approval of the RDA.
If that's.
But
what you-
also, this will
No.
include the front as well then?
They're not asking for the front.
Well, maybe we should open the floor.
Okay,
Motion
move
open the
to
floor.
second.
Motion on the floor by Alder Gavin, second by Alder Dorf, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? The floor is not open. Please state your name and address.
Amanda Patterson, Lukey, 839 Dustman Street. So we have the Sidewalk Cafe license for the front of the building. That is on the agenda for Wednesday.
But are you asking for a liquor license for the front?
Yes, mainly because it would be really nice with the bow tree there. Even if nobody sits there, it would be really nice to have that eye exposure.
That's right, I mean,
But
It's not on the
The
agenda.
problem is, you only asked for approval of the rear.
Well, I'm not asking right now. I thought that had to go through the proper
Okay.
channels first
Oh,
for the
okay.
front
Then next.
Okay, so
to,
you're
on
going
Wednesday,
to.
and then I would have to
All
come
right.
back to you.
Okay, that's fine.
This was just supposed to be for the back
Rear.
courtyard.
Okay,
All right,
And that's correct. You did okay.
cool with that then.
okay.
Okay.
And I did talk to Terry, the chair of the RDA, they're fine with the extension of liquor license and serving alcohol out there. So, matter of fact, I think they kind of expected that that's what, when we should serve food, we could have a drink, alcoholic
Okay.
beverage with your meal, so.
Let's close the floor.
Yep,
close the
anything
floor.
else? Did you want, no, okay, all
Do you have
right.
any, do you have something?
Yep.
Just some questions. The, well, to both here, I leave it open at this time being, but is there a fire lane through this area that historically was? There's an alley that comes off of Washington, then it opens to a little wider area. In the back, then it narrows to kind of a sidewalk between the buildings, and of course, there are exits from other buildings there that I don't think you can block.
Right.
But there's two different things. There's where you can put tables, et cetera, and how wide a space do you have to keep open? And I guess my question, you've been operating out there for how long now?
A year.
So you've been operating outside without going through the proper channels of getting permits for it?
I didn't
Other
realize
than the
that.
redevelopment authority? I don't know.
I didn't realize because we went in front of the redevelopment authority and I had to make the same site plan. I didn't realize that wasn't strictly just through the RDA. So went through, is it planning? And then also the fire chief just ran through this afternoon and did all the measurements, made sure that we're not blocking any exits and that there is the proper walkway and width to get through there.
But you've been serving alcohol and everything there?
No, not in the entire year, so.
No, the entire past year you haven't served alcohol there.
No, I said not for the entire year.
How long have you been serving alcohol there?
About last month.
This month, is there any reason why you thought you could go outside the law?
No, sir.
Is that, her clerk's office says they had similar problems over on Broadway. That there was.
No, that was,
There was
I mean, there might have been.
outside without a permit and et cetera.
It was on my liquor license, so I thought that I was covered. Yes, it is my fault that I didn't realize that I didn't make the correct steps, but I thought I had, and it was on our liquor license, so.
Well, something that bothers me, because I received a complaint from the owner of the next building that his exits were being blocked.
Well, that's untrue.
Well,
I would never want one of our customers, like a door to be open, and then we would be liable if a customer got
Understand
injured.
that. I'm just telling you how I come to what I'm going to talk about, is that then we asked the fire department, that's how you come to be before us now that you're even doing anything, is because the fire department went over there and
And
sent a
they-
report to me and to the complainant.
They said, the only thing in the
May I
fire
finish,
department.
please?
Sure,
Sure. I'd be glad to hear what you have to say, but I'm listening to what's speaking.
I know, but you're talking over me as well.
Okay, well, let's finish up, Mr.
Well, who's
Zimmer.
got the floor?
You have the floor, finish up.
Okay. See, there's a certain defiance in this applicant about the rules, period. And when we went to the fire department to ask what is the rules regarding the blocking and the entire area there, if it can be filled up with tables and chairs, et cetera, they said that they would review it. And an officer of the fire department, right then and there, said, well, yeah, they've been serving alcohol. They just told us to put the wine bottle underneath the table. Well, I'm just telling you what our fire department told me, word for word. And I thought that was, so there's deception, an intent to deceive. He was said that he was told to keep the bottle underneath the table. Why would somebody, do you have workers? Maybe one of your employees said
Maybe,
something.
but I know our employees and they wouldn't tell people to put the bottle underneath the table.
Well, are you saying that our official of our fire department would make that up?
I'm saying that I've never told that to anybody, and I highly doubt any one of our employees would do that or say that.
But you were serving alcohol up there
Yes,
without the license to do it.
yes.
Well, I don't know. As we dig into it, we understand that this establishment has got all kinds of parking, outstanding parking tickets in
There
that
are
area.
no outstanding parking, sir.
What's that?
There are no outstanding parking
Paid
tickets.
them now?
Yes, that's why they're not outstanding.
Yeah, we gotta,
I'm just speaking to, the character of the person asking it. They've had this problem on Broadway before, and I'm hesitant to talk about it because this was an opponent of mine, and I don't want to appear that I'm punishing somebody who was an opponent of mine. In fact, I went out of my way, and last year I went and approved everything that was asked for, and I was not pushing, but I tell you, I'm speaking about this because I feel this has gone too far. I'm not so sure we should reward the type of behavior that goes on. There's been parking problems that they've been made aware of, that they continue to defy.
What
I'm
parking
disturbed.
problems
When
have-
I
are we
was
just-
very
He's
disturbed.
still.
I was very disturbed when our fire officer told me that he said he knew about the place, he'd been there, and they said just keep the bottle underneath the table. And I was shocked by that, to be honest. But then I start thinking about all the past things, and I say, well, there's some people that just think you can get around the law. And coming and just saying you don't know all the time. You've been in this business for how long now?
May I speak now?
Sure.
Which
asked
question do
that
you want me
question.
to address?
Well, the last
First.
one, how long have you been in the business?
How long have I been in the business? My entire life. How long have I owned Madrid?
Well, your
Which
entire
puts us
life.
as a complete different side of the business. Because I've never been an
How long
owner
have you
before,
been
and
in
I've
the
never applied for
restaurant business of
liquor
serving liquor?
licenses. I've never gone through site approval. I've never gone through an RDA. I've been a manager that oversees employees, service, but
As an owner.
4 years.
for you.
And on Broadway, I thought I went through the proper channels. It was approved. Then it came back that it was not exactly what I needed to do. Didn't have anybody saying, this is your checklist, A, B, and C, and it went more A, C, then B.
Then you move your business after you've gone through all of that. And I know in no way hassled you about anything. I approved what you asked for when you came here. Then you move over to the east side and you continue the same pattern, and in some ways, I feel even worse. And it just doesn't seem right to me.
Well, right now, we should just be asking questions. We can take our comments later.
Well,
Okay, just, do
I'm
you have any other
asking
questions
comment
for?
about it.
did you-
Maybe, I will re-review with the fire department employee, but I think you should be concerned about that. If you didn't say it, somebody did. And, I mean, I don't believe the gentleman was making it up.
I don't know what to think. The only thing that I could think of is that maybe it was a windy day. We do not allow glass out there. If someone purchased a bottle of wine and it was on the table, if they asked them to set it down so it wouldn't blow over, that is the only thing. I didn't say it. I know my husband did not say that. I
Some
can
employee might
speak
have.
to the employees, but.
Someone might have.
Oh, it's possible. And as far as the concerns about blocking exits, we've always made sure that the exits are blocked. The lights were hanging too low. They have to be 80 inches from the ground. We fixed that right away. There was a patio heater that was in the middle of the walkway, so it had to be removed because it's taking up the part of the walkway, so we did remove that. Those were the things that needed to be fixed, and they are fixed.
But when you took over your new place, you were aware that you couldn't serve alcohol outside without changing your license. Were you not aware of that?
I will say.
And why did you do that?
If you want a complete honest answer, to support my family.
To support your family, you felt you needed to serve alcohol and you didn't bother to go get the proper permits for it.
I did try.
You didn't try before now?
Yeah, I did try.
Were you turned down?
I
don't remember it.
I was told a couple of times that I needed to speak to somebody from the RDA, and I did, and then we thought the Sidewalk Cafe was covering it. We were just told, no, that's not it.
So, am I
So I
understanding
thought the
correctly? I don't
Sidewalk
want to
Cafe-
put words in your mouth, but am I understanding correctly that you said that the redevelopment authority, you thought that their approval included that?
So I talked to a couple of people. I talked to a city attorney, and then I asked Mr. Merkus to help me because I wasn't getting anywhere, and I felt frustrated, and maybe he knew of a better, easier way. I was told that the Sidewalk Cafe was being approved, and then that would cover it. So that's where I thought that was.
Mr. Merkus told you that?
He referred me to wait till the Sidewalk Cafe ordinance, or not ordinance, licensing extension, whatever exactly it's called, came through. So,
And you're just putting that on an agenda this week?
no,
Improvement
it
Services
finally,
Committee?
I tried to get it on the agenda right away. It just, it's not the same outlet, so.
Okay, I don't have any questions, but I mean, mouths of babes.
If
I understand that
if-
some
if I
people
may-
think they can stay outside the law if they've got a
We
good
can say,
reason.
you'll have time for comments, but this is, we'll stick with questions for now.
Okay. Not to belabor this, I just want to make sure I get this right in my head. So you've been on Walnut Street for how long?
A year.
Okay. And you approached the RDA to get permission to serve food in the back patio area.
Yes,
How long ago was that?
a year ago.
So basically, when your business opened, you did this all at once?
Mhm.
And that hasn't been an issue?
No,
Okay.
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Have you ever received any citations or anything?
No,
For any kind of liquor law violations or anything? When
No.
you're on Broadway Street?
no,
Okay. Have you ever received any warnings or anything else like that?
no,
Have you ever had any inspection issues, fire regulation issues?
just with the lights hanging too low
Okay.
and the patio heater.
And was that when the fire department came to give you approval for,
Yes.
okay, were you aware of the complaint about blocking of exits on the back patio area?
No, I was aware that there was a complaint about it because the fire inspector, the first time they came in and they looked around and they told us that these are the channels you have to go through. And then they were the ones that told me to go to planning. And then I had talked to Alder Scannell and asked what I thought it was all included with the RDA. He let me know the proper channels and said, all right, let's get this rolling, and we'll talk to, he would talk to the fire and make it easier for me to completely understand. I talked to the fire department, and they said, make sure you're not blocking any exits. And I said, that's never been an issue. Because I know it's a safety problem if there was an emergency, and if anybody's coming through the door, they would end up striking a
Right,
customer.
patrons. Did the fire department, they come through on an annual basis, right? They're part of their fire inspection.
Mhm.
And so they've been through your establishment before.
Yes.
Was this last time they came through, was that because you're just getting approval, or it was just part of their regular inspection? Or based upon some complaints?
I think they did a regular inspection with the site plan in the back.
Okay,
So they were like, what, since I'm pretty sure, I only say that because the first time they came in, I was on my way out and my husband worked with them.
okay.
And I believe that they have been in 3 times and they checked everything out. And as far as I know, there hasn't been any issues except for the lights and the patio heater.
And you've solved those problems?
Mhm.
Okay. And you self-admit that you were violating city ordinance by serving alcohol for approximately the last month on the back tab?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anything you care to add?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, then, good, thank
All
you.
right, Thank you very much. Motion to close the floor?
Motion closed floor by Alder Galvin,
Second.
second by Alder Dorf, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the floor is now closed.
Can I ask a question?
Of whom?
Alderman Zima,
Oh, certainly.
who is this fireman you're referring to that made the allegations about the wine under the table or whatever?
I'd have to ask what his name is, I can't.
But was he
John
on
Dean
duty?
or was
Was
he-
he off duty? Was he acting in an inspector role?
When he was,
When he allegedly was told that
he was off duty.
he was off duty?
Okay.
And so then he reported this to whom?
He didn't report it to anybody. He just made the comment when we went to ask about the problems back there. He said, and I said, you said serving alcohol back there too. He said, oh, yeah. And then he said, they just told us to keep the bottle underneath the table. He said, because he said he was there. So I'm just saying anecdotally,
All right.
and nobody pressed any charges or anything.
Right, okay, I was wondering how
But these are the sort of things that
that
concern
Right,
me.
okay, that makes sense, because in the fire department report I got, there was nothing of that, but it was because it wasn't from the official report. Okay. It was
Well, they were looking
someone
from
off.
a fire lane basis.
Right. Okay, I thought it was, I conflated the two, I didn't realize it was someone off duty who had been there, okay. Good. Anything else?
My questions are satisfied.
Okay,
The reason I know about these things is that other people complain that they got parking tickets for parking in the alleyway there. And then when these owners took it over, they weren't getting parking tickets. And they said, well, they have a right to park there, etc. It was very stretching of the truth about everything. I find, the credibility of this person, I feel that if we're going to do this, should be with some kind of probation, that we check it regularly to make sure that things are being done properly. I'm hesitant to give permission for someone to use alcohol, because they have their own ethical compromises that they make with the law. Part of the reason we hesitate about doing things out on the streets, sometimes we ask them to have fences around it, etc. We've become looser lately because there's been these requirements. And I see they're coming in fast and furious now. We kind of opened the can of worms.
We did.
And I don't know what this is going to lead to, if it's going to lead to, people being able to get their hands on alcohol that are not proper age or whatever. I hope not, I think probably not, but I think people that just openly disregard the law because of their own personal ethical compromises that they make, it's not the most impossible thing in the world to go and get your permits. It's not like this person was inexperienced. She had many years in the business and 4 years as an owner. And these issues came up when she was on Broadway. And now the same things. It's just like, I guess we can do what we want. And maybe if we're friendly with the right alderman or whatever, things are okay. I myself am not a client of the place. And I don't know if there are other people on this committee that are. I sense that Mr. Scannell is. And, you know, we want people to be successful. But I just feel there's an ongoing disregard, whether it's parking, whether it's liquor law, et cetera, and they think, well, I'm trying to make a living, so I'm going to do what I feel like doing. And it's an ongoing attitude. That's why I'm very hesitant to approve this.
Alder Dorf?
So, I hear what you're saying, Alder Zima, and I also have to say that the applicant was pretty forthright with this committee, pretty honest. People make mistakes, and I know that we've talked a lot about people making mistakes and then giving them an opportunity to prove themselves. And I think what she's asking is a reasonable thing. She made a mistake, she's correcting it. She even admitted that she had knowledge that maybe she shouldn't have been doing it, but here in front of God and everybody, she said, yep, I did it. So I don't feel like she's being dishonest. I don't feel like she's trying to hide anything. And at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second that. And I would just like to say, yes, there have been many problems with Cafe Madrid when they came downtown. I think a lot of it had to do with, because it's a unique situation with the RDA. I'm very familiar with the parking situation. I've been involved with many situations, putting out many fires with here, and they've been primarily misunderstandings. And a lot of it was with staff, police, and fire department. When the fire department went through, they didn't even know that she had RDA approval. They came to me and questioned whether she should have anything back there, and I said, yes, she has RDA approval. We seem to, with the RDA being a focal point here, there seems to have been a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings between, I know with parking staff. They did not realize at first that she could park back there, and then there was an issue where, okay, she can park back there, but she should have it, shouldn't be able to park back there permanently or for a long period of time. It should just be for unloading and loading. And so there's a lot of things that had to get worked out. I don't think there's anything on the owner's part that was deceiving or deceptive or trying to get away with anything. She's been trying to work with city staff. We've had meetings at her restaurant with parking and others, and I think we finally got things worked out. This is a unique restaurant. It's good for the downtown. It's a unique situation. I think the alley is an incredible vibe, a very unique place to eat and dine. I think it's the kind of thing we want in Green Bay. I think there's no reason for me to not, being involved as I've been involved, up to my neck on all these issues. I feel very confident that the owner is not trying to pull anything fast. And it's regrettable that they did serve alcohol for a while there. Once I found that out, I said we need to change that ASAP, and that's what we're doing here now. So I think once we get this settled, I'm hoping everything is legal. I'm hoping everything's straightened out, and we can have nothing but positive steps going forward. So I support the motion.
I do somewhat agree with Alderman Zima, and like I said already here before on a couple other items, I'm tired of hearing people ask for permission or asking for forgiveness instead of asking for permission. But with that said, I think our city hall is a confusing maze of processes and information sharing. You go down, you ask for a license. You would think if you're asking for a liquor license, they would give you all the other stuff or an explanation or some kind of a flow chart of what you need to do to make your business operate properly within all the rules and restrictions we have, and that doesn't happen continuously. We continuously have people coming here before this committee and other committees who have done like she said. You go from step A to step C, back to step B, and it's confusing and it creates a problem for our business owners. Takes a lot of guts to open up a private business. Many of them fail, and I applaud anyone that's got the fortitude and the resolve to go forward with something like that. At the same time, in full disclosure, I've been a patron of this establishment and fully enjoyed myself there. And I've seen the back patio area. I think it's a great place, and I think whoever operates a business there would certainly want to be able to serve food and alcohol in that atmosphere there. I don't have too much of a concern about people sneaking in there and underage drinkers and things like that. Green Bay Police Department has been doing a pretty good job of establishing the compliance checks, and they're promising to do even more in the future, so I'm not too concerned about that. Joe, I think, like we've said before, once this license is granted, they can't be on probation or anything. It's based on violations, documented convictions, as the only thing we can use to take that license away in the future, correct?
Yeah, I'd go through like the revocation or suspension process, obviously.
Was there a compliance check here?
I just
I
asked
don't
Todd.
have my
He doesn't
records,
know.
but I think she testified that she's not gotten a citation, so that would indicate to me that they passed.
And, we certainly could ask, maybe the fire department stops there instead of once a year, maybe twice a year, just to make sure they could drop in, or we could ask the police department to make a point of dropping in and just making sure everything is, being compliant there. But operating a business and rearing a family at the same time, it's not an easy task to do. But I give them, like I said before, I give them credit, but at the same time, they do have to follow the rules. But I am in favor of granting them this license, an amendment, right?
Yeah, this just be extending the liquor license to
Right.
include that area, and then it'd have to be contingent upon the RDA as well.
Yep, which I believe they're already on board, but I don't know if they've officially been on
Well, you
board.
never know, they can change their minds, so it's,
I hope not. We've had enough back and forth, and
Right.
it's been a messy process, for sure. And I thank Amanda for sticking with it. So,
I would make a motion that we approve, you did?
yep,
Amending?
and I second it.
All right, let's go.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Abstain from it.
Abstain. Okay, so we have 3 approved and 1 abstention with Alder Zimmer. Alder Dorf needs to excuse herself temporarily. She'll be gone.
It's the first item on plan, so
Okay.
when they're done talking about it,
Okay, so she'll be back.
I'll be back.
Let's see if we can get done before she gets back. Item number 7, consideration of possible action on request by Karen's Pub at 324 North Roosevelt to hold an outdoor event on September 9th. Staff.
No objection.
No objection from the police department.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Alder Zimmer.
Proper authority.
Second?
Seconded by Alder Galvin. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? That carries
Thank you very much.
unanimously. Item 8, consideration of possible action on request by Copper State Brewing at 313 Delsman to hold an outdoor event on October 7th. Staff,
No objections.
No objections from the police department.
you concur?
Concur.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Alder Zimmer.
I will second that with the announcement. I just spent a wonderful evening there last Friday night and thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm looking forward to this event.
For October
Right,
Fest.
before he takes his.
Yeah. So, motion made by Alder Zimmer, seconded by Alder Galvin. All in
I guess I
favor?
have one question.
Yep.
Are all of these, they have to request whether they want it without fencing or not? I didn't see that in the request, so.
I think that gets approved by the special events committee already. This is just, I think, simply for the
Liquor.
Yeah, for the ability to serve liquor out.
The extension of the liquor license?
Yeah.
Because ours goes to the beer garden now, but this event will go beyond
Parking
that,
lot.
into the parking lot with a tent over it.
Into
Well,
the
I guess
river?
we should talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit.
That's
So
your discretion.
I guess, could we open the floor?
You want to open,
Make a motion to open.
motion open the floor by Alder Zimmern, second by Alder Galvin. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the floor is now open. If you would care to step up, state your name and
Give a
address.
description, or?
Well, he has some questions
Well,
shortly,
just-
so. but
Justin,
First, your name and address?
Justin Carberry, my home address, or
Your home address.
153 East Briar Lane, Alloway.
Okay. Did you have some questions?
Just, you have an outside beer garden that's been approved,
Correct,
and now you want to extend it into the parking lot?
just for one day. It's just for an Oktoberfest event.
Okay, are you fencing it off, or?
It's gonna have a shelter tent. We can ask for sides on it if we,
How are you going to control people coming in and out of it?
there'll be an entrance point.
So there will be a barrier?
If we have the walls on the tent, then we can have an entrance point between the beer garden and the tent.
Are there going to be walls on the?
Well, it's part of the proposal that the tent company gave us, yes.
So you're gonna have it completely enclosed? I
Yes,
mean, if the weather's nice, would you want to raise those sides up?
most likely, but, I mean, we can, but part of the Dousman side of it will be bordered off by where we're serving food and alcoholic beverages. So no one will be entering from that side. They would literally have to come in.
All right.
To the
I
parking
guess our
lot.
concern is some guy walking down the street is gonna just step a few feet into your parking lot and purchase an alcoholic beverage,
Oh, and then keep going.
and then keep going down the street. Or some kids, underage kids.
Sure.
20, 19, 18 years old.
And we will be carting at
Right.
there's gonna be one beer trough.
Because I'm sure you want to be sure
Oh, yeah.
customers, right, you don't want the ticket
Right.
and everything goes with it, but
You don't want a ticket?
that's also
No,
a police
no.
concern and
Or a black
and
mark,
our
no.
concern, so. We just want to make sure that you're aware of all the different
Right,
dynamics. I mean, we've seen a lot of it
right.
over the years.
And I'm open to suggestions. I mean, we can put the walls on, but if it's nice out, I would, obviously, but
Sure.
we,
Who would
but
want-
our contingency plan was to just have enough staff that's, monitoring the surrounding areas, and making it like a point of entrance between the beer garden and the,
Because sometimes people will put up that orange snow fencing, very
Right.
simple, not easy to get over. I mean, it's certainly not going to stop
right,
A determined person?
a determined person, but it certainly
Sure.
lets people know there's a thing here. And
right,
so, I mean, and you can work with the police department, they've been through enough of these things.
okay,
They can give you some good suggestions.
okay,
I think your predecessor did have a couple of these events over the
Okay.
years. And
I'm new to the area, so I wouldn't know.
if I'm remembering right, and the committee can refresh me if I'm wrong, it seemed to me that they were having special personnel to
Monitor,
monitor the perimeter of that area and to make sure there were
right,
non-customers coming in there.
Right.
Maybe getting their
which is what we want to do as well, so. It'll be all hands on deck that day, so.
All right, just so you know,
No, I appreciate it.
it's, little things can make big problems, you know?
Right,
So-
right. And we don't want that. to
Especially if
be-
something happens.
Right, right,
But that, maybe a person who accidentally got served, no fault, no
Sure.
desire on your part, but then they have an accident or something.
Right.
Okay, move to return to regular order of business.
Second?
Do you have anything else you want to add or anything?
I don't know.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, the motion by Alder Zim to return to business, seconded by Alder Galvin, all in favor? Aye, we're back amongst ourselves, what are your wishes?
To approve with approval of proper authorities.
I'll second
I guess we did that.
Yep, okay, motion by Alder Galvin, Alder Zim to approve, sorry, and Alder Galvin seconded, so all in favor? Aye, opposed? Yeah, that passes unanimously, it'll be taken up at council Tuesday, and then that'll,
Is that it then, just the next?
Tuesday,
meeting?
yep,
Right,
council
okay.
has the final say.
Because after hearing I just want to make sure I'm crossing my Ts and dotting the Is. and-
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Tuesday, will council give the final approval, I doubt if this will be pulled or anything,
Okay.
but,
Is there a notice then that goes out?
I don't think so.
Okay,
But the day after the council meeting, you're okay.
okay,
yeah,
okay. Thank you.
yep, have a good day. Item number 9, consideration of possible action on a request by Brewskis on Broadway at 110 South Broadway to hold an outdoor event September 9th. Staff?
No objection.
Concur. What is this?
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Alder Galvin.
Do we want to take 9 and 10 together,
I think so.
or just vote on them separately?
I just do separately.
Okay.
Well, all right, we're on 9, okay.
Yeah, really.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Zima. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 10, consideration with possible action on request by Brewski's on Broadway at 110 South Broadway to hold an outdoor event on November 12th. Staff?
No objection.
Concur.
Concur. Move to approve by Alder Zima.
Second.
Seconded by Alder Galvin. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 11, consideration with possible action on a request by the Wet Whistle at, my whistle wasn't too wet there, by the Wet Whistle at 1332 South Broadway to hold an outdoor event on September 16th. Staff?
No objection.
Concur.
Move to approve with proper authorities.
Okay, move to approve by Alder Zima.
Second.
Seconded by Alder Galvin. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that carries unanimously. Item number 12, consideration of possible action on request by V3 Bar and Grill at 2056 Main Street to hold an outdoor event on September 9th. Staff?
No objection.
Concur.
Move to approve by Alder Zima.
Authorities.
Second.
Seconded by Alder Galvin. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Item number 13, consideration of possible action on an application for a Class D combination license by Homemade Southern Cuisine LLC at 1706 Main Street, currently El Tapatio Bar and Grill LLC. Staff?
No objection.
Concur.
Is this a new place? Did they just have a different type of license before? Or?
Looks like it's
I believe it's a transfer.
transferring, yeah, it looks like it's a new business. Was Tapatio, and now it's going to be Homemade Southern Cuisine.
Want to open it up? Just ask those questions.
Is there anybody here for this? Okay, yeah. Motion to open the floor?
Second.
Motion by Alder Zim to open the floor, second by Alder Galvin, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, the floor is now open. Please state your name and address.
I'm Sarai Bowie, 522 North Ashland Avenue, Green Bay.
And where is this at, 1706? I know
It's
McDonald's
off-
is what, 15 or 16?
It's Abrams and Newberry. Well, Abrams, Newberry, Main Street.
You're across from the Shell station?
Right.
Is that,
that
is
Voorhees place?
a furniture store right next to you, or is that
No,
on
I'm
the other
kitty
side?
corner from it.
Oh,
So,
This was a Hispanic,
Yeah, Tapatio.
yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
I'm right next to O'Reilly's.
yes, okay. I know where you are now. That's all I need.
All you need?
So
Anything
this
else?
is a transfer of a license then?
Well, from my understanding, we can't transfer the license. It's just so that I have my own license at the location.
It's, there is a license
Yeah.
there. present.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh, yes, sir.
It's a transfer, but we transfer it. The owner can't
Okay.
transfer it.
Gotcha.
So we-
Okay,
Okay,
yes,
we'll be taking it from them and giving it to you.
all
okay.
right,
Sounds good.
I'm happy.
Anything else? Anything you
Is
care to
it
add?
regular business?
No, but just that you should just come and eat.
Yeah.
We got everything made from scratch. Made great
Here
food.
we go.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
When are you opening?
Well, we are open. We've been open since June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah. So you gotta come try it.
Yeah.
I have the best cornbread in the world.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We are now amongst ourselves, back amongst ourselves. Is there a motion?
Close the floor.
Second?
I thought we did that already. Well, maybe not. Okay, motion by Alder Galvin to close the floor, second by Alder Zima. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Floor is now closed.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Alder Galvin,
Second?
second by Alder Zima. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item number 15, consideration with possible action on an appeal by Janine Cassell to the denial of her operator license application. Staff?
And again, the same situation as before. There was a felony for forgery, and then also there was some theft in a business setting, which is, I can argue is related to owning a business, or excuse me, having a bartender's license in a business setting. So there's really no recommendation from the law department on this one.
Are these misdemeanors from the same time or the same incident with the felony?
I think they were, but I think you would get asked.
Okay, all right.
I would concur with the city attorney also.
That I concur.
There's two different names here, though. Is this a married name then?
I think that's what happened.
And this was the previous name?
I believe so.
on the report?
Mhm.
Well, is there someone here?
Janine, yep, okay.
Move to
Motion,
open the floor.
okay, motion open the floor by Alder Zima.
Second.
Second by Alder Galvin, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the floor is now open. Please state your name and address.
Jeannie Cassell, 2000 Beech Tree Court, Green Bay.
Okay.
I just they told me when I appealed to bring some letters from my employers.
Ah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Always helpful. Well, the first one's a nice letter.
I know, it kind of made me cry.
Yeah.
And that is from a coworker that I've been working with since Chili's opened. I've been there 9 years, August 2nd, so. 1998 was not a good year.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I made a lot of mistakes.
That was a while ago.
Yes, almost 20 years ago, so.
We are on item,
Did all of this while I was gone.
we are on item 15. Barb Dorf has, Alder Dorf has now rejoined us from planning. I hope everything
Yeah,
went
good.
well. Okay.
What years did you work at?
So she
at
has some
Chili's?
letters from her
I've been at
employer. Do you
Chili's
have
since
there? I didn't see that one.
2008, August 2nd of 2008.
Till now?
Yes,
And before then?
Before
This is
that,
my-
I worked at
friend.
Golden
Right.
Corral for
This
a
is
little
the-
while, and before that, I had managed a coffee shop for 5 years.
Okay, and, oh, it really doesn't matter where she's gonna use this license. She can use it anywhere. Thank you very much.
Move to return to regular order of business.
Is there anything you care to add, or?
Well, like I said, 98 was a very bad year. I made some mistakes, did some probation, learned my lesson. I'm now a grandma. I've been there I've been there 9 years, so that's where I plan to stay. So they're just very short-staffed on bartenders and asked me to bartend, and I was reluctant at first because I'm not really good with liquor, but give it a try. I know everything else about the restaurant, so might as well bartend and help them out.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Go ahead.
he moved to close the floor.
Oh, motion by Alder Zima to close the floor.
Second.
Second by Alder Dorf, all in favor? What?
No, I was just asking, do I sit down?
Yeah, you can just,
Okay.
yep, we'll discuss it now and make a decision, and then that'll go to council. So, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the floor is now closed. What are your wishes?
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Alder Galvin.
Second.
Second by Alder Zima. Any questions, Alder Dorf?
I caught myself up.
Okay, you caught up.
Mhm.
You're all caught up.
I'm caught up.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Next Tuesday will be official.
Do I get something in the mail, or?
Again, I think
After the
if-
council meeting.
after
they
Tuesday, if you don't hear
approve it,
anything from us.
They probably
Then I'm
will.
okay. Okay, thank
You gotta come and get it. You gotta come and get it.
You have to
today.
come and get, she's not listening.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you so much.
and then you need to come to City Hall to
To pick it up.
pick it up.
To pick up the license?
License, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, have a good day. We are now on to item 16, consideration of possible action on request by Alder Nicholson to establish a citizen board that investigates, monitors human trafficking. Alder
He's on
Nicholson
vacation.
is not here.
He's on vacation this week. Should we
Oh,
Let's hold it.
hold it?
okay.
Because-
We could certainly hold it. I think this would be better at the county level than the city level,
Well,
but we could
there are
certainly.
some people here to talk about it.
I'd rather hear from Alder Nicholson first. I mean, well, I don't know, what are your wishes?
Well, I mean, that's usually what we do. That's what
Yeah.
we usually hear from the
I hate
officers, but
to,
they're.
I didn't know you were here for this item.
Could we give you some things to read in the meantime?
Make a
Well, that would
motion
be
open the floor.
useful, that's
All right,
certainly, if that's,
I'll second, in order for them to deliberate.
the floor needs to be open? No?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. For, motion by Alder Zima to open the floor, seconded by Alder Dorf, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, the floor is open.
We're at a little bit of a loss because we don't know exactly what Mr. Nicholson had in mind because he's not here.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
But there's been discussion.
yeah, I just brought some things.
Well, first state your name and address,
Oh, I'm
please.
sorry, Lynn Austin, 1449 Morrill Street.
Okay.
And I figured if you guys read some of this stuff, it'd probably this in particular is something that made me the most concerned about this, because this man preyed on all of, it's all of that.
That's okay, we can share this.
Okay, I have some more though that, I have better. Here's this. I don't know if you guys know about this.
Oh, yeah,
I
we're
read this.
familiar with that one, yeah.
Okay.
A little different topic, though.
Well, I think a lot of this stuff is related. And then here's something else. I ran across this when I was doing history research. And this was from a postcard from Louisiana in 1909. And if you notice, it's at a hotel. And it's where slaves were sold, at a
Mhm.
hotel. And,
Slavery has been over for a while.
well, not really. If you read,
Well, this kind of slavery.
well,
But anyway,
no, it's the same kind of slavery. Read those two things that I gave you. That's the Department of Justice, their report. And what they tell is that actually this is human slavery. And it said, this fellow preyed on women and children who found themselves in desperate situations. He says that many of these women were homeless, poor, or had no one else to turn to. He used violence, fear, isolation, and coercion to make the victims commit commercial sex acts for his financial benefit, but he lured them in to be exotic dance club dancers.
but this is a bigger topic than that. We're
No.
talking about human trafficking.
Yeah, you gotta read this. It's
Okay,
a-
well, we'll read it. We will.
We'll review it before the next
I'd
meeting.
rather we didn't get
Yeah.
too much into this till we hear from Alan Nicholson. Actually, I
Okay.
really do think that this is more of a topic for the county than for the city, but we can take that up later. We'll read your material. Hopefully, we'll hear from Alder Nicholson next time, and I don't know if you want to talk to him in the meantime or whatever, but should we take a motion to hold?
Yeah, move to hold.
Move to hold by Alder Dorf.
Second.
Seconded by Alder Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
I never give you anything, so Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
That passes unanimously.
Was there someone else? I don't know. Was there someone else that wanted to address this anyway?
We never closed the
We
floor.
never closed the floor, so.
I'm sorry.
Did you want?
We'll
We're gonna hold
we'll
it.
end up holding it no matter what.
No matter what, we're gonna hold it, but you can speak.
But, and I don't know if your comments would be better directed after you hear what Alder Nicholson is trying to go for, and then you could direct your kind of comments to that, or I don't know what you wanted to say.
Well, what was the reason that you came here tonight?
Because oh, you gotta go say the name.
Okay, yeah, I need your name and address, please.
My name is Kim Fruin, 134 Berwyn Avenue, Green Bay, Wisconsin. I have family members who have experienced this human trafficking. I have a daughter who has here in Green Bay, especially during, she has to work and go through busing. She's been traumatized by that, and she's even to the place of where she's going through counseling, and she's concerned about going to the police and things of that nature. So this is and not only her, but other youth in our community as well have come and confided to me. I'm a community leader, and I am really concerned, and so that's why.
Okay. Have you contacted the police? Have you been working with the police? Have people been coming to you? Have you been kind of a conduit to the police?
No, I have not, because I have referred them back to their parents. Especially, majority of them have been, now they're adults now, and they're telling me their experiences when they were youth, when they were underage.
Right. but they were still, if there's illegal activity, I mean, not so much that they would be arrested, but we could follow the chain and make arrests that might.
Correct, but I didn't know that there was a name called human trafficking.
Ah,
I
okay.
didn't realize it until just presently,
Okay.
with all of this. And now, like I said, the one that, that really has come to the forefront with me is my daughter. But she's an adult, so
Okay.
it's really her call.
Right, well, thank you. Well, we'll be hearing from Alder Nicholson. I'm not sure what he wants done with this, and then we can, I don't know if you want to come back at our next meeting, or questions?
Is
All right.
it my understanding that you wanted to come here tonight to give testimony that human trafficking exists?
Yes, but also, like I said, my concern is when it comes especially around the busing area, and also because of the fact that, where it's at, where a lot of the
Where it takes
activity
place?
happens. Yes.
You're saying it takes place in the busing areas?
I'm saying,
Traffic.
like where the busing area is at, or that route, that when, or after hours, when, when these young ladies get off the bus, or things of that nature, yes. Did I make myself clear?
I'm not understanding 100%, but, and you were potentially interested in being on such a citizens board? Or-
Yes.
Or you at least want to give testimony to it, is that?
Both. Both, because I do know that it exists.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. There's been an arrest just a few weeks ago on that. But it involved the city of De Pere, the city of Green Bay, and the county sheriffs. That's why I think this is a bigger issue than the city of Green Bay. We really should, it seems to make more sense to me that the county take action on this and ask for, we put our input as they need it. Whatever. We'll see what Alder Nicholson wants, and we'll take it from there. But, thank you. Motion to close the floor.
So moved.
Motion by Alder Dorf to close the floor.
Second.
Second by Alder Galvin.
Just a second.
Oh.
I'll just expound what it is there's guys riding our bus that groom girls, and it's the city bus system. That's what
But the county would have jurisdiction over all that.
well, so would you guys, and our
Right,
police
but
department.
this is a bigger problem than just the city of Green Bay, and it seems to me it makes
Mr.
more
Stan,
sense.
you just
if-
cannot make pronouncements all the time and just assume that everything you say is
I'm
correct.
speaking, I have the floor here, please. I have the floor here, please. You may
you're just
criticize me
saying-
after I'm done speaking, sir, please.
If I could
And
just-
I was
If I could
speaking.
just tell
Yep.
you, dealing with the county on the history things and just knowing a bunch of the county people, they tend to think Green Bay should take care of themselves.
Well,
'Cause, I mean,
there
that
was
really is
just-
an attitude. Like if I called, I don't think I could get the sheriff's department to come. They would say, tell the city. And then even when I talked to the FBI, they said the city
Well,
needs to be handling this.
There was just an arrest made on human trafficking involving the county sheriff, the city of Green Bay, and the city
Yeah.
of De Pere. And
Yeah.
I would think the
Is that-
county would
is-
have the better purview, because this is an issue bigger than the city of Green Bay. But
Well-
that's a discussion we can take up later.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you guys, your buses are a problem. These guys are riding the buses. They're watching for girls alone on the buses, and they see their schedule they take, so they keep coming back and pretty soon luring these girls in. So we got some problems here right in our city, not necessarily in De Pere or other places.
Certainly, I believe there's human trafficking in Green Bay, and De Pere, and Schwabna, and other places. And we want to attack human trafficking. And that's why I'm thinking right now, that it might be better off for the county to coordinate that and be involved in that. We do have a police officer assigned to this but he's on vacation, who does deal with this specifically. So we can get more information.
Are we going to get that vice one, or?
Well, I think we need to talk about this at the next meeting. And we
You're getting,
held
you're
this.
getting
We're
everything
getting off track
way,
here.
way in front of everything.
Yep.
We have a multi-jurisdictional drug unit, which consists of officers and monies from all the different agencies within Brown County.
Not the drug part, about.
Right, but this is an example.
Lynn, for example, okay?
Mhm.
Now, we have this organization you're talking about, and we have a vice squad, and we have the county doing their thing, a lot of us are all doing the same thing instead of coordinating with each other. And this is what Alder Scandal's saying. That let's see what Alderman Nicholson's looking for, and let's move forward from there.
Okay.
We're kind of getting way in front and talking about stuff that we may not need to
Right.
talk about.
There's quite a number of women that contacted me and said they would like to be on a task force, but they'd like to be a citizen one because women are not really well represented. We're more than 50% of the population, but we've got one woman on our city
Electorate.
council.
That's electorate.
You know, and women just are not really well represented here. And this is a huge concern for women. So,
Yes, I agree, human trafficking is an issue, and it's just a matter of what Alder Nicholson has in mind and what's the best way to go forward with it, and we'll have that discussion coming up. So, thanks for your input, and thanks for your information here, and
Motion to close the floor.
motion to close the floor by Alder Dorf,
Second.
second by Alder Galvin. Nicole? Okay. Yes?
Just for the committee's information as well as the chairman, the county, I sit on the Public Safety Committee in the county, and we had a report from the officer that is basically working with, you know, the sex offenses, the trafficking, the whole ball of wax, and of course, they are understaffed. And I think they're looking for help from the municipalities, and they're perfectly willing to coordinate with them. As you know, we don't have a vice task force, and from my observations, I think our vice capacities at the city level are very close to non-existent. I mean, we haven't done any stings or anything. We have arrested people on times, but it's not an ongoing effort by our police department. So I think maybe it'd be a subject for communication, that maybe we need to reactivate, revitalize, refund officers in that area, because it's just becoming more and more obvious that it's a much bigger problem than when we grew up, for sure.
To say that the police department isn't addressing this, we have a detective that's assigned to this full-time, and then we have another one that works against internet crimes against children. Whenever there is a multi-agency sting, they participate. And there have been at least 2 or 3 in the last couple of months that have resulted in numerous arrests of Johns and people that are utilizing prostitutes. Where some of these investigations begin. I'd like to give my card to that lady, and I have the 2 detectives' names on here. You contact me and I'll get you in touch with them. Because if we don't know this is occurring, we can't do much about it. And if you know the spots where it's occurring, we can help.
I was going to say that it was just in the paper where a Green Bay detective perusing the internet discovered a gentleman living in Green Bay that was preying on young girls and trying to prostitute them out, and an arrest was made. So stuff is being done. Now, it's not called Vice Squad, but they do have officers, detectives assigned to it full-time, as does the county. And I know they coordinate those efforts on a regular basis. So, obviously, we could always do more, and it's always good to have information from concerned citizens, because the police department can't operate properly if they don't have information. And it's good citizens coming forward that it makes that possible. But
Well, it just seemed that there was,
Can we just close the floor if we're going to talk?
we didn't close it yet?
No.
We have to vote.
Yep, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, floor's not closed, that way I
Okay, now-
got that, okay, let's go on. I'm sorry, Alder Zimmer, go ahead.
Well, it seemed that there was really relatively little, if any, really review of what was going on with the Oval Office over the past number of years. Was the department really, so they hadn't had any issue?
I think the Oval Office and human trafficking are separate issues.
Yes.
Well, you might want to open the floor again.
No,
No.
I think when we open this up again, next month, I'm hoping, I know he's on vacation, otherwise he was going, is it offer, Detective,
Detective Craig Pakla?
Pakla, yes. Because I did talk to Chief Smith about some of this beforehand. So, I mean, it's not like the city isn't doing anything, and certainly a task force might be something. I just think that, again, it seems to me make more sense to attack this more comprehensively from the county level, and we all work together, but that's a discussion for later. We'll get more information later. I take a motion to, did we hold?
We already, yeah, we moved it.
I don't think we held it if we didn't close the floor on that.
Well-
We could have voted on it.
We did, actually,
We
but.
made a
Well, we'll
motion
make
to
a
hold
motion to
it,
hold it
voted
till
on it
next
before we close the floor.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so now we can.
Then we open it up a few more times.
So do I have to technically do it again, or are we done?
I think we're done.
I think we're done. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Well, how can you make a motion before you close the floor?
Yeah.
Well, we-
Okay.
I thought we.
You can make a motion here.
All right, motion to hold the item
So moved.
The next meeting.
Actually, I'll.
till our next meeting. Second, made by Alder, second by Alder Zimmer. All in favor? Aye. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Alder Dorf. Seconded by Alder Zimmer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Let's see what this one does.
Hang on 1 second.
You got me for
I just want to show you something. I'm hating